Good morning, welcome to the porch. We're getting ready to do a little video. It's kind of a follow-up on last week's video on some ballistics tests that we did, and they didn't come out like we wanted them to, so we're going to try that over again. But let me say this right quick before we go too far. Pretty hot out here, and I've got a big fan running over here, so I hope it's not making too much noise, but that's that noise you're hearing. That's probably what it is. Let me show you guys something here. Okay, there's the 40 caliber bullet that we shot the other day in some water jugs to see if we could get it to expand. It was running 188 or 888 feet per second, and it didn't expand, didn't do any good at all. But we're gonna be doing that over again. Plus, we're going to be doing some penetration tests. Let me show you this V crown. We're going to do a water test on that again, and we're going to do a chronograph test on it. We want to see how fast it's running. Plus, we're going to do a chronograph test on one of these right here, the flat nose 40 caliber. And we'll be using the Taurus again. That's the one we tested last week, done a review on. That'll be the 40 caliber we're shooting. What we're trying to do is we're trying to get the 40 caliber in the compact pistol to move fast enough for the hollow point to perform. And that hollow point I showed you a while ago that didn't perform, it's because that short barrel, we just didn't have enough speed for it. But we've redone a recipe. We're going to try it again. Now hold on just a minute. We're also going to do a 9mm, and let me show you guys this one. We're going to shoot a flat nose 9mm and do a penetration test on it as well. And this is the flat nose that we're going to be using. It's a 115 grain. Now that V crown on that 40 caliber is a 165 grain. So let me go ahead and get our cameras moved around in a different position. And we're going to go ahead and do the chronograph test first, and we'll let you guys see that. Okay, we've got our cameras moved around. We're going to be shooting the 40 caliber Taurus, and we're going to be shooting a 180 grain flat nose, checking the velocity on it. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, go ahead and reset for that 165 grain V crown. That one we just tested was a 942. I'm hoping this V crown's running at about 1,000, maybe 1,050. You ready? Looks like 1,033. If that's what it's running, I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, let me go ahead and get everything set up to do the water jug test, and then we're going to do a penetration test after that. Okay, guys, I forgot to do the velocity test on the 9mm 115 grain flat nose, so we're going to do that right quick. Register. I barely can see that thing, so she's watching it on her phone, seeing what they're doing. So what'd you say that one was, Wanda? 1,008. Okay, let me change these cameras around and we'll do a water ballistics test. Oh yeah. Oh man, that is absolutely beautiful expansion right there. Can't ask for better than that. Okay, let me get in front of this other camera and we're gonna look at the one that we tried last week and this one and do a comparison. Okay guys, I'm feeling pretty good about this. Look at this. That's last week's test at 888 feet per second. This one was 1,033. And I knew that if you get that V crown over 1,000, there'd be a good chance you'd get good expansion. And guys, I got to tell you, it don't get much better than that right there. Look at the difference in size of that projectile. Now that came out of a compact gun. That's good for a compact gun. Okay, we're going to do a penetration test with those flat nose bullets, 40 and 9 mm and the 40 caliber, and just see how they'll do. Okay, I'm going to reset my cameras for that. Okay guys, before we do the penetration test on the flat nose bullets, I wanted to show you guys this jug. I forgot to show you. Last week we shot a jug with that V crown bullet and it just punched a hole in and one out, just a small hole. This is what you want to see. You want to see some impact. That means just dumping that energy. So there's that right there. Just want you guys to see that. Now let me go ahead and shoot these rounds. This is penetration test. 115 grain 9 millimeter, running at 1008, I believe. And we're just going to see how many 2x4s that thing will go through. You ready? Okay, here's the 40 caliber 180 grain, running at, I believe, 947. Perfect. Okay, let's see what those guys did. Wow, something penetrated. Okay, the 9 millimeter is penetrated one as well as the 40 cal. 9 millimeter on top, 40 cal on bottom. Block 2, block 3, same thing. Block 4, with the exception the 40 caliber, stopped on block 4. Now, I'm not complaining about that. That's pretty damn good penetration right there, but let's show you guys that bullet right quick. Look at that. Looks pretty good. All right, 9 millimeter. It went in. I'm not going to dig it out, but it went into the 5th block. And if you look, you can see it sticking in there. So it went into the 5th block, probably about a ½ inch or so. So penetration on both of those were really good. And one of the reasons that I'm looking at that is I like to carry one magazine with flat nose hardball or hard cast. And then I like to carry one with a nice expander projectile like the V Crown or XTP or HST. All those are really good, and then there's other good ones out there as well, but that's the ones I can think of right now. All right guys, let's go ahead and talk about what we learned in this testing today. What we started out with is trying to understand the speed or the velocity of those projectiles, and I'm going to go ahead and write them up there where you can see them, and talk about what that means to us. Well, let's talk about the V crown first of all. That V crown, if you get under 1,000 feet per second, that thing don't want to open up. And as you guys could see by looking at that V crown, that thing opens up beautiful if you get it over 1,000 feet per second. Now we wanted it over 1,000 feet per second coming out of that compact short barrel gun, and we got that. So now we know the recipe to make a good V crown for protection purposes. Now if we have to shoot through barriers, what we learned with the 40 caliber on the flat nose is that thing will penetrate very good. I mean, it penetrates about as good as you could really ask for, and it'll go through barriers and reach a threat that's on the other side. So that's what we've learned about it. Now the 9 millimeter, we've learned that it will actually penetrate a little bit more than the 40 caliber, but that's not a surprising thing, because 40 caliber is a bigger bullet and it has more drag on it when it's going through 2x4s or sheetrock or whatever the case may be. And one of these days we may set up a 2x4 / sheetrock simulated wall to test some of this stuff for future. But what we've learned today is we can confidently put those flat nose hardball or hard cast ammo, or actually a hard cast plated bullet, in and one magazine and have a good penetrator. We can carry the V crown and have a good threat stopper that will go ahead and expand like we need it to. And this is very, very important to stop threats. And the compact gun, and I want to say this before I close up, if you're going to carry a compact gun and you don't know what that ammunition's doing, you're flirting with trouble. You're dealing with a good possibility that the ammunition that you have in your gun may not stop the threat. I'm going to touch on this right quick. We ran one out last week at 888 feet per second. It didn't expand at all. It penetrated, I think, 4 jugs, but that's not what you want out of an expanding bullet. You want that thing dump its energy early. And so now we've heated that bullet up, changed the recipe. We're running at 1033, I believe. Looked like it was a perfect round for that compact Taurus pistol with a 3-inch barrel. So having said that, guys, that's information you can use or not use. It's up to you. If you get anything out of these videos, do us a favor. Go ahead and subscribe, hit like, share, comment. If you got something you want to share with us about some of the ammunition you're using or building, we'd like to hear from you. Okay, having said that, guys, may God bless. You guys have a good day.